I got to figure out how I want to say it.
Every little detail needs to be in line if you truly want to have a successful ads campaign. Welcome to the Impactors Podcast. I'm Corey Carter.
And I'm Ron Cool.
And we are the owners and founders of Hindsight HacKing Media, agency, podcasts, funnels, graphics, and more. Head on over to gethhm.com to learn more.
Guys, we created this podcast to help you go create an impact today. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, today. We're taking all the fluff, all the BS out so you can go create an impact.
And today's topic is
Facebook ads. And we get to learn from one of the best, Lisanne Murphy.
That's right. So, Ron, we had the pleasure of having Lisanne Murphy on our other show. And really, it was a live training she did with us in our Facebook group on September 3rd.
Yeah.
And then that training and that conversation will go to Hindsight HacKing podcast as of September 10th. And but let's talk about it now, right? Let's talk about a little bit of what we learned. She talked about a few things that were just so eye-opening, and honestly, I mean, it was kind of fun to have a conversation with her because it was our very first interview for Hindsight HacKing in the first place was with her. So, but yeah, what was like one major takeaway you had from that conversation?
You know what's funny is we've had conversations with some of our clients around Facebook ads and how, Apple and the iOS change and privacy, blah, 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 blah. And I got so focused on that. And I think so many other people did that they felt Facebook ads were almost irrelevant. But she said it so brilliantly. And if you really think about it, there are probably more Android users on Facebook and people that just use the computer on Facebook than Apple users combined.
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy stat to think about, huh?
Yeah. And that tells me it's you're okay. You're doing just fine.
Yeah. I mean, again, no matter what the privacy policies are, no matter what the, situation is, like Facebook still is king, right? Mm-hmm. And until the age group of boomers and, whatever the generations are, I mean, obviously the younger generations are in different social platforms, but until you and I are much older, like people our age, right? Like Facebook is still king, and Facebook ads are king because that's where there's more people, right? And so that was a good reminder of that overall, to have that conversation about the people are still there. You just got to figure out and go about it a little bit different on how you do the promotion, right? And so one thing that I loved about Lisanne is, we can have a Facebook ads manager all day long for cheaper than her, but she is the strategist. She is going from A to Z, not just A to B, right? And that's where I think it's people lose on ads overall, because they just have an ad going to one spot, but they don't have an ads manager looking at a funnel. They don't have an ads person looking at the offer, right? Like going, every little detail needs to be in line if you truly want to have a successful ads campaign, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And so, that's kind of where I got from it, is knowing step by step, right? And knowing who you're offering to, right? Like this is stuff we talk about, right? Yeah. Knowing who your offer is going to, and then it helps you build the demographic within a Facebook ad, right? Like you can't just say males 60 to 85 or females 20 to 35. Like there's so much more to that. So if you know who you're talking to, and you know what your offer is and the problem you're solving, then it makes it so much easier to kind of go through all those little details, right?
Yeah. And if you niche it down, we know this from our own experience. Once you niche down, your business explodes because people understand you're talking to them, that person.
Right.
All
right. So, Lisanne gave us that training. But then she, like, for anybody that wasn't there in our Facebook group, you can head over to facebook.com/groups /profits with, if you wanted to check it out. But Lizanne was talking about basically her thinking mastery program that she was offering.
Yes.
And I don't know if you've had a chance to go to that funnel run and check it out. It's pretty fun, pretty exciting. But there's a couple of things within it that she has, and it's all about the essential elements, right? Like 7 ads. This is one line from it: 7 ad superpowers you'll develop by the time you reach the end of the thinking mastery training program, right? And I bring this up because anybody can go learn how to set the criteria for your Facebook ad. Anybody can go learn how to build an ad and write the copy for the ad, right? But this whole program goes through every little aspect to make it so you can be like, she calls it your online ATM, right? Like, so you could basically print money for yourself, right, by doing ads the right way, and you don't have to rely on someone else to always do it for you.
Yep. So the other thing I wanted to bring up is it's beautiful on mobile.
No, that's right.
It's beautiful on mobile because she knows most of the people she's talking to will look at her landing page or funnel on a mobile device. And it's beautifully laid out, Corey. It is beautifully laid out.
Yeah, all the special lines that you like. Everything is just lined up the way it should be. So
yeah, I'm so happy with this. It's just so it looks like it was made to be on a mobile device because it was. It was very purposeful.
Yeah. So okay. Last to do, right? Like, I know we're talking about Lizanne and how much we love her and when we know what she brings to the table with Facebook ads, but for an impactors show, we always need to have an action step. What can we do? What can we be better at? What can our listeners do to accomplish something positive with make an impact with their own Facebook ads? What's that one thing that you believe?
Well, I think let's do 2 things. One, wherever your Facebook ad is pointing to, make sure it's optimized. Make sure it makes sense and it continues the journey from the ad, right?
Yeah, and so, but let me expand on that a little bit.
Yeah,
majority of people that are looking at Facebook are on their mobile phone.
Correct.
And then that ad takes you to said place that you're talking about, right? So have that optimized. Like, we should optimize everything anyway from mobile, but it is especially important from, I think, a Facebook ad, right? Because I don't know about you, Ron, but I have never clicked on a Facebook ad in desktop version. I completely will skip it.
Never.
I look at websites more detailed on web versions, but when it comes to an ad, not once have I ever even thought about clicking on it on desktop.
No, because it doesn't seem natural to click it on a desktop. It seems natural to click it on your mobile. So 1, make sure your landing page is optimized for mobile, like today. And then your Facebook ad, make sure it's dialed down to the person you're talking to, the one singular person.
Yep.
As niche down as you possibly can, and you will start seeing conversion. Yeah.
So niche down, optimize for mobile. That's the impact.
Absolutely. No BS, no fluff, just impact. Go make some.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to learn more, head on over to impactorsmastermind.com. We have a special group waiting just for you.
Guys, why are you still listening to this? Get off your phone, go create an impact today.